What's going on, you guys? Cryptogoman here, coming at you with a brand new video here on the channel. Today we're going to be discussing some rumors that just came out yesterday and a little bit today on, more specifically, the setting of Call of Duty 2016. This comes from industry insider Shinobi602. He goes on to talk about this on NeoGAF. It's like a gaming forum or whatever. But he goes on to claim that the next Call of Duty will take place in space with certain features such as spaceship combat, central hub, and then also it having a very sci-fi setting and also taking place in the distant future. Now, this honestly surprised me at first. Like, I was thinking, like, what Call of Duty in space? Like, this just seems like it's way out there. Like, it's just a huge gamble on that part. But there's actually some legitimacy to what this guy is claiming. So, first off, this guy, Shinobi602, has had a track record of being correct about some of the information that he has leaked before. Like, for example, he was leaking information on Black Ops 3. He stated that it was going to be released on last gen consoles. He claimed that before Activision even announced it, and then Activision announced it. And then he also made a statement that a different studio is going to be working on those last gen ports, which he was correct on that too. And then he also claimed that there was going to be wall running and like this sort of movement system in Black Ops 3, which he was spot on about that as well. So this so-called industry insider does have a track record for being correct. So this is a claim or rumor that I would actually take seriously, because this could happen. I mean, another reason why this could happen is back in, I believe it was January 1st or December 31st, whenever it was, but it was around the time of New Year's. Infinity Ward posted a picture on Twitter where it was basically saying Happy New Year, hope you spent it well, but the picture that was alongside it was a picture from Ghost, but it was an astronaut in space, because if you remember in the Ghost campaign, if you ever played it, there was a mission in space where I forget what exactly happened, but there was a takeover of the Odin space station, and there were astronauts with guns and whatnot, and it was basically just a mission in space, and there was a screenshot of it. Another reason why space could be a possible sort of setting for the next Call of Duty is because Activision just stated, I believe it was about a month ago, that the new title is going to be quote-unquote new, innovative, and ambitious. I don't know about you guys, but combat in space, whether it be on spaceships or just out floating in space in general, like, that sounds pretty ambitious to me. Like, I don't know about you, but that, like, I don't think when they said that they meant like it was going to be similar to some of the games we've seen in the past. Now I feel like they're really meaning ambitious, innovative, and new, like, when they say it. Because usually they go on to say it every year, but a claim like this actually seems like legitimate. Now, nothing's been confirmed at all, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, or just don't really take it as confirmed. But I mean, it's something to really consider, because we've seen a lot of small, teeny bits of evidence pointing towards this actually happening. There's also some part of me that just doesn't feel that Activision would want to go back to necessarily boots on the ground movement right away, because, like, with all the new movement systems and chained mechanics throughout Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, if they released a boots on the ground title that was just straight up regular movement like the past games, there'd still be the question, like, oh, how is this new and innovative? You're just going back to the regular movement system, and they can't really say anything because it's not necessarily innovative, just because it's going back to the old classic Call of Duty style, which I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like Activision would be like, oh, in Black Ops 3, like, oh, we got this new innovative movement system, and then for Infinity Ward's title, it would be like, no, we're scaling it back, we're going back to classic movements. Just like, I don't know if they would just necessarily downgrade. Like, I have no problem with them going back to the classic movement style, but I don't know. I feel like a company like that wouldn't necessarily downgrade, at least without a fight. Now, something else I do want to point out is some of this stuff about all the space combat and whatnot does have some sort of bias involved with the information reported. What I'm talking about here is Shinobi 602 goes on to say this, quote, being a mostly campaign guy, I'm pretty excited for this one. So, a lot of the stuff that he's saying about so-called combat and spaceships or central hubs or space warfare, it sounds like he's talking about the campaign just because he said, like, he's a campaign guy and he's excited for this iteration of the Call of Duty campaign. Now, that's what he's implying, at least. So, this could mean it's only for campaign. It could be something where the entire campaign's in space and multiplayer is sort of like on Earth or on whatever planets, if it is still indeed a sci-fi setting. So, I wouldn't get too worried about zero gravity just floating around in space shooting each other and that being multiplayer. Like, I wouldn't jump straight to that. I don't think Infinity Ward would do that, just because at their roots of Call of Duty they've always been like a boots on the ground kind of game. So I don't see their multiplayer being some sort of like crazy shooter like that, going from boots on the ground to straight up zero gravity floating everywhere. Now, to give my opinion on Call of Duty 2016 possibly set in space, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it sounds pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but it just sounds so ambitious and just straight up out there that it sounds like it might be crazy enough to be a good Call of Duty. But there's also some part of me that still believes that Infinity Ward would want to go back to their roots, have like a classic movement style Call of Duty for COD 2016, mainly because they might want to play it safe after the reception they got from COD Ghosts. But at this point, who knows, because we've gotten so many leaks and claimed legitimate stories about COD 2016 that at this point we don't know. So whether it be space, whether it be modern, whether it be past, honestly I'm down for whatever, because I mean, the past couple of years I've played all the Call of Duty games and I've found enjoyment out of all of them, so whatever it is, I think I'll like it. I'm going to have the link to the Charlie Intel article down in the description below if you guys want to go read it for yourselves. But that's going to be wrapping it up for today's COD 2016 video, guys. If you have any thoughts or opinions on Call of Duty having sort of a space/sci-fi setting, let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cryptic Element, signing out.